man, it just, to me, it's spending to replace one scratch ticket with another scratch ticket. And I don't know if that's a good risk. You were reading through a Nick Kyprios piece?
Yeah, just seeing what it was all about.
Yeah, just trying to, reading for the articles?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I don't have the quote, but you said that there was a suggestion that on the Oilers' radar is a goaltender named Jordan Binnington. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, with Florida and Carolina still ahead of Edmonton on their current road trip, what would another bad loss or two do for President Jeff Jackson and GM Stan Bowman, and how confident are they in their goaltending? Jordan Binnington appears on this list, and the Oilers will have to think about him.
I am getting sick and tired of the here's who the Oilers will get in goal. I would love for the Oilers to upgrade their goaltending. That would be fantastic, because even though Stuart Skinner was very good in the final 2 rounds of the playoffs last year, I agree that he is wildly inconsistent, and that when he is bad, he is usually very bad, and early on, and it typically puts his team in a big hole. So yes, if the team wants to upgrade at goaltender, sure, do it. I don't know how you make the money work, but that's for people smarter than us. What frustrates me is the 2 names that I hear when it comes to upgrading the Oilers' goaltending does not really upgrade the Oilers' goaltending. If you are going to allocate what few coins you have towards the goaltender position, instead of defense, instead of adding another wing, then get a goalie who is clearly better. And the 2 names, Binnington and John Gibson, do we know that both of those guys are definitely better than Stuart Skinner, and so much better that the opportunity cost of not adding on defense, where I would much rather you upgrade, is so strong that it doesn't matter that you're not doing those things? Over the last 3 seasons, save percentage, John Gibson, .899, Stu Skinner, .914, 2023-24, John Gibson, .888, Stu Skinner, .905. This season, John Gibson, .916, Stu Skinner, .898. So yes, he's bad this season. Jordan Binnington, last 3 seasons, .894, .913, .899. Stu Skinner and Jordan Binnington are having identical seasons. The thing that you would get Binnington for is, well, he can go off in the playoffs. You know who can go off in the playoffs? Stuart Skinner. So I'd be okay with somebody other than Stuart Skinner in net for the Oilers this postseason. I'm just saying, if you're going to do that, get somebody who is definitely better.
I think that John Gibson is definitely better. And I think that Jordan Binnington, as inconsistent as he has a higher ceiling, especially in big games, than Stuart Skinner. As much as I dislike Jordan Binnington, like their track record is there. He can be a dog, and he's a gamer. And like I like Stuart Skinner, and I agree with like what you're saying, but you just can't fucking trust him, and you can't. And
can you trust Jordan Binnington?
No, you can't. But like
that's all my point is.
Yeah, no, like if that's your point, then that's fine. And I don't think that like the Blues are going to rush to trade Jordan Binnington anyway. I'll throw this name out there. This could be an option. I don't know if the Canucks would want to trade him. I know he's injured right now, but a Thatcher Demko, like they just signed Kevin Lankinen. Does Thatcher Demko do it for you as a potential target?
I cannot see that trade happening.
I can't see it happening.
There's just no way it would happen. I'm going to echo what Ryan Lambert brought up with us probably a few weeks ago at this point, where there's a small number of very good goalies, and then there is a large number of good goalies, and then there's like a bunch of mediocre guys. And the players that we're talking about right now, those 3 are in the good goalie to elevating beyond when they're really good. And man, it just, to me, it's spending to replace one scratch ticket with another scratch ticket. And I don't know if that's a good risk. I understand that there's risk with going into the postseason with the shaky goaltender, which is what Stu Skinner has absolutely been this season. But if you get Jordan Binnington, you're going into the postseason with a shaky goaltender. I would love a Binnington-Stu combo.
Yeah.
that'd be shit luck for Calvin Pickard, who has done everything right since he got called up last year. But again, is that should you be doing that instead of getting a wing or defense? I lean no, but I'd be into the combo. I'm not into, hey, they have replaced Stu Skinner with Jordan Binnington, or they've replaced Stu Skinner with John Gibson, and now they have upgraded. Because really, have you?
Yeah, that was the conversation that we had like a week or two ago, where it was like they don't necessarily need a Skinner replacement. They need to upgrade their goaltending, and if that means getting somebody that maybe you feel better about turning to when things go south for Skinner in the playoffs, then I think that that's an option, or vice versa. Like that you can turn to Skinner if it goes south for the other guy. Like I think they need to reinforce, and I don't know how they do it, but that wasn't even the craziest part of that Kyprios article.
Yeah, we'll get to that. WTG Paul misunderstood me or is on some weird sort of trip and says, I love how DJ says Skinner and Binnington are the exact same the last 3 years, and his feelings towards them couldn't be more opposite. I just gave you the stats. I did not say Skinner and Binnington have been the exact same the last 3 years. Skinner has been a lot better than Jordan Binnington the last 3 years. So let's put that in our cigarette and smoke it. Will ya?
I also think that you have to consider, when you're considering those three guys, the teams that they play on, specifically John Gibson.
Yeah.
Like John Gibson has played behind a Ducks team that has been ass and has left him out to dry almost every single night for years at this point. And yes, his numbers haven't been very good, but like they're a better team this year, and his numbers are very solid.
Now, the question becomes, would you root for Jordan Binnington if he were the goaltender of your team? This isn't an Oilers thing. This isn't a Bruins thing. This isn't a whatever. Like, let's grow the fuck up. If a player is on your team, you root for them. And you're not always happy about it. And sometimes you have to talk yourself into, okay, I guess I like this guy. But you're rooting for the team. So you're rooting for, not to go Dave Chappelle, Donald Trump, but like, if you are rooting for your team, yeah, you want the goaltender to play well. What am I going to quit liking the Oilers because they got a goalie who's a psychopath? I've liked the Oilers when they've had goalies who
I was going to say, it wouldn't be the first time in recent history they've had a goalie that's a psychopath.
Right. It's just a different, and I definitely don't hate Jordan Binnington to the extent that Pete hates him. I don't even hate Jordan Binnington. I just would rather not replace one lottery ticket with another lottery ticket. If you want to add him and you make it like, let me see the trade, I'll have my thoughts on it from there. But yeah, like I wouldn't bail because they got a goalie I didn't love.
We all silly like the mayor.